The Shawshank Redemption was directed by Frank Darabont and stars Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins and is a masterpiece. There's no question about this film. If you can make a list of really great, perfect movies, The Shawshank Redemption is one of the movies that I will call flawless. This movie is absolutely breathtaking. I can't find not a single thing wrong with this movie. The Shawshank Redemption is a very powerful movie. It really is. This is one of the few movies that I will call perfect. Movies like Psycho, The Silence of the Lambs, maybe 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Empire Strikes Back, Pulp Fiction, maybe even Schindler's List. I mean, these are all movies that are perfect, basically. They're flawless, and The Shawshank Redemption is one of the few movies that actually remain timeless. The story behind the two characters, Andy and Red, are very powerful in this film. We get to learn how each of their lives have been affected. As a matter of fact, how almost everyone's lives have been affected who are held in the Shawshank, basically. And it gives us time to know about each of these characters and how really well fleshed out they are. Whether it's fantastic narrating, directing, writing, acting, this movie has it all. The Shawshank Redemption is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's a movie that has affected many people for many decades and continues to do that thing today. The amount of narrative and storytelling that's brought into The Shawshank Redemption is excellent. Morgan Freeman's absolutely terrific in this movie, as well as Tim Robbins. And seeing Robbins' character as Andy develop in this film is just excellent. We get to see him develop through the Shawshank prison, and eventually he starts making his own library and stuff like that. And the writing between not only Red and Andy, but all of the prisoners in this film are really well done. We get the sense of idea that, yes, people are saying that everyone's innocent in this prison and stuff like that. And that's not even true and stuff like that, because everyone will say they're innocent and stuff like that. And no one's going to believe a crap what they say. And that's how Andy starts off when he first gets taken into this prison because of a murder that happened to his wife and some other guy and stuff like that. We could sort of see him as a criminal at first. I mean, he sort of looks like a normal guy at first. He doesn't really look like a criminal. And as the film progresses, some people in the prison are wondering, something's not right. Could this guy actually be innocent? And it just messes with our minds and stuff like that. And most of that is done to the fantastic direction and writing in this movie. I have to give credit. This is some of the best writing I've seen in any movie. This film basically sucks you into its open world. Bob Gunton as Warden, his character as Warden in this movie is excellent. But his character Warden itself isn't really a great person in general. And don't worry, I'm not going to give any spoilers out on why he's just such a bad character, but there are some things about Warden that really do get under your skin and stuff like that. His character is like very easy to hate though. He really is. Now let's talk about James Whitmore as Brooks in this movie. Excellent. You can tell that this is basically just the character that has been like basically a part of this prison for like a pretty long time and stuff like that. And he might have not really been a criminal, really, but you could tell that Brooks is a man that really needs help. And what happens in this movie gets me every time I watch it. There's a lot of dark moments in The Shawshank Redemption that are totally unforgettable. The amount of drama that's thrown around our characters, whether it's physically or non-physically, is so beautifully set up in this film. And just like a lot of other movies, The Shawshank Redemption holds basically something that a lot of movies hold that I just cannot stop praising. Fantastic cinematography. The Shawshank Redemption has a lot of great scenes. They look amazing, and most of that's due to the amazing direction in this movie. Shawshank is beautifully directed in so many ways. This movie looks and feels so powerful through words and events and stuff like that, and direction. The Shawshank Redemption is one of the most powerful movies of all time. And once again, one of the things that I really love about this movie is how we get to see all the characters and all the prisoners connect equally in this movie. Why, first off, when they're taken to Shawshank prison and stuff like that, they hate it and they probably want to escape. But later on, they usually really get used to it years later and later and later. And then Red basically explains that that's how life in Shawshank and stuff like that. That's how life in Shawshank is. The final 20 minutes of this movie is basically some of the best endings to any movie and stuff like that, where Andy basically tries to escape out of Shawshank prison, and he knows he's not guilty and stuff like that. And the conversation that he had with Red and stuff like that, of telling him that it's his fault of his wife's death, is so powerful writing. It really is. And then Red talks him out of it by telling him it's not his fault, basically. But the rest of the movie towards the ending is amazing. It really is. It's so great that I don't even think amazing is the perfect word to describe it. I'd say it's breathtaking. One of the things that many people have praised The Shawshank Redemption for is its beautiful storytelling. This movie has some of the best storytelling ever. This story is so powerful in this movie. It is so easy to connect with the story in this movie. And the more you view this movie, the more you can connect more and more and more with the story, and you never get tired of it. It's so amazing. You just can't argue with the fact that The Shawshank Redemption is one of the greatest movies of all time, and it'll inspire many filmmakers and many film lovers and a lot of audiences and stuff like that. It's definitely made critics and the audiences love this movie alike ever since its initial release. And this is one of the few movies that's shown that you don't need a great movie to have action and suspense and stuff like that, and a lot of things going on and stuff like that. This movie basically shows that you can make a movie that has a fantastically powerful story. The Shawshank Redemption has a beautifully well-written story. It's so deep and it's so dark, and at moments and stuff like that. A lot of moments in this movie, it's really dark, and it's very powerfully written. And The Shawshank Redemption is one of the greatest movies of all time. The Shawshank Redemption, of course, gets an A+. Okay there. Thank you guys so much for watching my review of The Shawshank Redemption. I wanted to talk about this movie. Look forward to my next review, please, because I'm planning on doing a review of Batman Begins. I saw the movie, and I want to tell you my personal thoughts about it. I really do love Batman, so I think it's really relevant for me to talk about this movie. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching my review. As always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.